Hi and welcome to Motorhomes. I'm Andy and today I have the pleasure of showing you around this new 2025 model Autosleepers Warwick XL. It's based on the new Fiat Ducato chassis and this one has 180 brake horsepower and of course the new automatic gearbox. It has a length of 6.36 metres, a width of 2.26 metres and a height of 2.61 metres. It has a gross vehicle weight of 3,500 kilograms and an estimated user payload of 449 kilograms. As you can see, the new Fiat has a very distinctive look. So let's have a look around and see what we can see. So when we look around the exterior, what can we see? Well, the first thing of course is it's an Expedition grey. Don't worry, many other greys are available. The next thing of course is it's this new Fiat look where we've got the holes in the grille just here, which makes it very, very distinctive. Some people like it, some people don't. Personally, I'm a fan. I just think it looks really nice. But again, others may have a different opinion. Alloy wheels. What is nice is they've changed the graphics for 2025. So you've got these black graphics that run alongside. Of course, you've got the awning, you've got the blacked out windows. Just looks really effective against that grey. The clash is absolutely lovely. As we're walking through, of course, same as always with Autosleepers, you've got the flush fitting windows. We have the awning and the awning light. Gas barbecue point just here. As we come round, again, you've got the flush fitting windows. And your reversing camera just up there. Again, with it being a sleepers, things like solar panel on the roof, all these things come included as standard. Flue for your heating. Little different for this season, but I'll go into that more when we talk about the heating system. But it is very different. Fresh water fill, just there. And your Ultraflow, just there. Electric hookup point, cassette toilet. Down here you can see you've got your drain for your fresh and your wastewater tanks. Cassette toilet just there, and that is where you fill up your LPG for your underslung tank. Again, first impressions, I'm very impressed. So in the cab, what's different? Well, to start off with, and I'm sure Dan will do us a nice fancy picture after, your visual display is absolutely superb and it's very easy to read. Then of course we've got your cruise controls here, your telephone controls, lights over here, windscreen wipers. Down here we've got your LPG, that's your gauge to show you how much you've got in the system. Electric mirrors, electric windows, of course you've got full cab lines that run right the way around. Over here we have climate control. Again, radio controls. We've also got traction plus and hill descent on there as well, which is quite useful. And then we have your media center. Well, it's a lovely big size and it does everything you'd want it to do. So obviously we have a home page just here. If we tap across, we can go into your DAB radio. This one works in conjunction with your climate control. We have the sat-nav system built into the system, but it is an Apple CarPlay or Android Auto unit. So popping on there, again, we're now linked into the phone. We can use the sat-nav from there if we want to. Popping over here, and again, we've got your trip computer, we've got your controls. So again, if we want the rear view camera on all the time, there we go, we can pop that on, and it's a nice big screen and it shows you everything. You can see the back of the van, but it shows you right the way down the road as well. So it does really do the job of a rear view mirror. Now, the other thing that we're going to go into, which we'll go into in more detail in a moment, of course, is the new interior, which is a big change really for sleepers. It's very neutral in the fact that you've got this dark grey and this light grey upholstery. It looks really, really effective and certainly works with the exterior colours on the van. Again, I can only say I'm a big fan. So we're going to talk about the control panels and the heating. But before we do, up here, of course, we have more storage. And just up above here, we have your standalone table. Now, your main control panel, very interactive. Obviously we have your lights there. We've got the main lights on as it stands at the moment. You can turn the entry light on, awning light. Go back to our main screen, our power, it will show us our leisure batteries and our vehicle batteries. How much water we would have in the system, your pump and your fill. And your internal temperature, humidity. And again, you got your gas just there. Now, very easy to use, very interactive. The next thing we're going to talk about is something that I know water sleepers are very, very excited about, and that's the new Truma system, because it gives you constant hot water. Now, the idea behind it is that obviously you fill up your fresh water tank, and usually you would then put your water pump on, the water would transfer into your boiler, it heats up, and then you've obviously got that capacity that you can run in your shower. Once that runs out, it goes cold. The difference with this system in basic terms is the fact of it heats up on its way to the storage. So even though it's hot in the storage for it, it's warming before it gets there. So it means that it's constantly hot water. Now, the beauty with this is you can use the full tank. So if you want to be stood in the shower and use all your water, you can fill your boots. You're still going to have a lovely hot shower. Something Auto Sleeper are very, very excited about, and rightly so. One of the biggest selling points of the Warwick XL has always been the fact of you get a separate shower in a van conversion, which is a rarity in the extreme. And they do it wow. I mean, you've got extra storage over here, towel rail here, proper window, where you do have your blinds and your fly screen on there, toilet roll holder, and of course, as you'd expect, the toilet seat does swivel in all directions. In the shower itself, of course, you've got the sink, you've got this nice mirror just here, and again, you've got a proper shower. Lights are touch sensitive, so we can turn those on and off. But like I say, the really big selling point for me is the fact of usually a van conversion, your compromise is this area. You don't get many where you can have a proper shower like this. The one thing you can never ever complain about with Auto Sleepers is the amount of equipment that they give you in the kitchen, because it literally is like being at home. Now, to start off with, we have an extender just at the end here. 3 gas hobs. And then of course you have your oven grill. Now, just here you have your heat shield. So when of course you're using it as the grill, you want to make sure you got that pulled out. Little tip though, when you're done, make sure you push it back in. It's great to use because obviously when it's out, it'll stop the controls from heating up and melting. That's what it's there to do. But if you leave it out, you can catch your trousers on it and rip a hole in the back. And I've done that on more than one occasion. So below, of course, we have this big, deep drawer, and it does open fully. We have your extractor fan just above. And just above here, of course, we have your Wi-Fi unit just there. And of course, we've got your plate rack just here. Sink, mixer tap, kitchen roll holder. Then of course you've got your 230 volts, you've got your USBs, and that's the light switch for the main lights. Cutlery drawer. Again, another couple of deep storage compartments. And your fridge. And your fridge, of course, you can open this way, or we can open that. Microwave, of course, just above. And then, of course, when we come over this side, you do have a nice big mirror here. Storage pocket. Wardrobe just in here. And that's where we keep the coffee table, which is, again, the small table for just at the back. And then we have 4 really nice sized drawers. So, again, I mean, from a storage perspective, you can see in there, it is really quite deep. You've got loads. I mean, realistically, like I say, you've got everything in here you need to cook a proper meal. Okay, so 2 major selling points of the Warwick XL. Separate shower and these 2 long bench seats that you can use as 2 single beds. Now, again, we're going to go back to the fact of that the upholstery is a complete change for this season. You've got the light grey against the dark grey. It clashes really nicely. Obviously, you've got the grey cushions, but you can add colour if you wanted to. It's not being forced upon you. It's very, very neutral. It gives you a lot of options. Now, the other thing, of course, which is different for this season is the roof, where you've got this white with the black lines in, and of course, you've got the lights that sit to the sides of the skylights. I think it's fantastic. It gives the van a completely different feel and a completely different look. Especially that, with anything else I've seen in the market at the moment. It might not be for everybody, but I think it's absolutely fabulous. Same as usual, you do have your reading lights that will run along this rail, which again, it gives you a lot of control, so you can sit where you want to sit. You've got the light where you want it. Cupboard space, again, as with sleepers always do, it's excellent. And your cupboards, again, they're not rattling really, you know, it just sits very nicely. You've got this anti-rattle bar just there, which gives you the padding so it doesn't happen. And a sleeper would not be a sleeper, of course, without the 4 crystal cut goblets just in there. So the only other things really to show you in here, because again, really I'm focusing on the fact that the van in itself hasn't changed, but the look of the van has changed massively. But of course, when we are looking underneath, these come up very easily. We've got the new Truma unit just in there. And of course, we've got your Sergeant control panel just in here. We do have a 230-volt plug socket and a double USB. And over on this side, got your carpets in there at the moment, but really it's just all storage. Now, you'll get quite a lot of bits and pieces in there. For a van conversion, it's excellent. So as we were saying, the beds have always been a really big selling point with the Warwick XL because you can use them as 2 singles because they're long enough. Now, I might not be the tallest, but I will give you a little demonstration. So I've got my cushions up there. I should take my shoes off because this will be somebody's pride and joy one day. And I shall lie down on there. Now, as you can see, I mean, I'm not the tallest, but I've got some way to go before I'm going to hit the bottom. Now, that's the way that most people will tend to use the Warwick XL. You don't have to, of course. And the other thing that I should have said is that this bolster piece comes out. So if you are going to use them as the 2 singles, again, it makes it a lot wider bed. If you do want to use it as a double, very easy to do. This piece slides out. This piece slides out. Use the bolsters from the back just to tuck in. Got your double bed. So, a lot of people have asked for some more technical spec in the videos. Now, I don't just want to go into facts and figures as those can be found on the manufacturer's website. But that being said, we can certainly offer some basics. The fresh water tank size is 69 litres. Bed sizes are as a double 6'2" by 6'3" inches. And both singles are 6'3" inches by 2 foot 3.5 inches. It comes with a 100 amp hour lithium battery and a Sergeant Cat 6 and S7 vehicle tracker pre-installed. There is a subscription cost for this though. You'll also find that most units will have the premium pack on as well. This offers options such as the awning, alloy wheels, reversing camera, fresh and wastewater tank heater blankets, the 100-watt solar panel, cruise control, glide right semi-air suspension and the integrated touchscreen console with DAB, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, this is just a fraction of the spec. All the rest can be found on the website. Or, as I said, you could always come and have a look around one here at our base at Lauriston Park, just outside of Evesham. There's nothing like actually getting your hands on any van you're interested in. So, there you have it. The new 2025 model Autosleepers Warwick XL. Are the changes better? Well, that's up to you. We'll all have our own opinions. As for me, I am a big fan. I think the changes have been well thought out and give the van a more contemporary feel. There's never ever been an issue with Autosleepers quality and spec level, but these changes definitely give the van a more modern feel. Now, if you'd like any further information on the Warwick XL or would like to come and view one for yourselves, please don't hesitate to give us a call. So, all that's left from me is to say I hope you've enjoyed the video and thank you for watching.